We're going to be talking all things money.
For years and years, I was so stressed about money. I was not alone. The majority of Americans are stressed out about money, and women especially.
Is it best to own your home or rent? How much money do you need to retire? What is your best salary negotiation advice? Hello, everybody. This is the Kim Gravel Show. This is your podcast dose of encouragement, fun, laughter, hope, just random bits of information, hilarity. I mean, Zach, can I just go on and on about what we want this podcast to be?
You could go on and on, Kim, but you didn't read the script that I wrote for you. I wrote
Yeah, because that looks stupid to me. The hello. What was that about?
I wrote hello 10 times. I wanted to see how many times I could get you to say hello at the top of the show. It turns out the answer is one. It turns out it's one.
The answer is one. I cannot be told what to do. And this is perfect for this show because Travis, is a control freak with money. Did you know that? Do you know that he's the cheapest man in the free world, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay.
You remind us often. And I think I love that about Travis. And I love that it works for you guys.
Do you though?
I think you need, Kim, you need Travis. You need a Travis in your life. Tell me I'm not.
Well,
tell me I'm lying.
I will not answer as of yet. We have to wait and talk about it during the show because I will tell you, I did pray for that in a partner to get married to. I prayed for someone to be very, very frugal. And be careful what you pray for. And so we're going to be talking all things money. But before we start the show, I want to thank my sponsor, American Financing. They have helped hundreds of thousands of homeowners save money. And I'll tell you more about them in just a little bit. But for now, let's just get to the episode because we're talking money. Oh, okay, Zach.
All right, you got me on the high note there. You tricked me into doing a high note on television, which I don't like that at all.
Stick to podcasting.
Thank you. At least you're not like, hey, you have a face for podcasting. That would be...
Well, you have a face and a voice for podcasting. But
wow, thank you, Kim.
No, wait a minute. But podcasts now are videos, so you have it both.
I know. Well, thank you. Yeah, that's like the insult used to be like, oh, you have a face for radio, right? That used to be the insult. Yeah.
The face for radio. No insults thrown today.
Thank you. I have a face for our audience on video.
You do. You are very, very handsome. Travis is handsome.
This episode is off to a great start. When we're talking about how handsome I am.
Yeah, you both are kind of cheap.
I am kind of cheap. I don't love to buy just like tons of stuff.
I do. More is more to me.
I get that. I kind of want to be, more like that, actually. I think I should buy myself more stuff. I don't let myself have a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, Travis is, when I say cheap, it's not that he has a lack mentality. He has a it's fun. It's fun for him to save money. It's fun to get a deal for him. And my oldest son is like that a lot too. I think you're either born with it. It's a mindset. It's not about hoarding money or, being like, like you can't have enough or being like a place of lack. It's just actual fun for them. Like how shopping is fun for me. Yeah. Saving money is fun for them. It's bizarre. I don't get it.
I totally get it. You don't feel good. You don't feel good when you find a really great deal or you save something like this could have been $500, but it's $200.
I have limits. Yeah. Some of these people spending $10,000 on a purse. I would never do that. I'm not judging anybody for doing that, but I know how purses are made and all that kind of good stuff. So I would never do that. But like Travis says, I have high dollar taste because I like collecting like real estate. Like it's not like a purse.
I did not. You like collecting houses.
Yeah. Like land. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, slow your roll a little bit, and that's kind of an investing. That's an investing thing because they're not making any more land.
Do you watch HGTV shows?
Does a dog pee on a fire hydrant? Yes. Let me tell you about the good show I'm watching now. Mini Rennie. It's Joanna Gaines. You do little mini renovations. They're not big blown. And Travis goes, okay, good. Let's do that. Mini Rennie. We're not doing the major renovations. We're going to do mini Rennies.
I got news for you. The mini Rennie is still thousands of dollars. Like it's crazy.
No, it's not. It doesn't have to be. But John is really my second husband. He's like my handyman husband. So I have a husband, and then I have a handyman husband, and it is fantastic.
And I will attest, John is amazing. Like, he's great.
John is amazing.
He helps us with the podcast studio. I could just tell. I told John, hey, we need a hole in this ceiling to put a light on and all this. And he just let's go do it. Yeah, he loves it.
Yep.
Yeah, he's great.
I don't know how we got on multiple husbands, but and he's cheap too. So I'm surrounded by cheap men. Mm-hmm.
For the record, Kim doesn't actually have multiple husbands.
Lord, no.
Let's get to our guest, shall we?
All right. Zach and I were talking earlier. It's money, money, money time. My guest today is the founder and CEO. I know, money. She's the founder and CEO of TrustWillow.com, which is kind of like this free dating app for finance. It's the greatest thing ever. But instead of finding like your soulmate, your true love mate, you can find your financial advisor. And I don't know about you, but sometimes your financial advisor is more of a love match than the match that you're dating with. That's a whole nother show, which honestly, is kind of better than a date. She is smart. She is savvy. And she is here to help you with your money, honey. Let's welcome
Lacy Garcia.
Every time I see your face, I just want to say, money!
Well, Kim, thank you so much.
I'm so glad you're here.
So happy to be here with you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Okay, so your company specializes in financial planning for women. And let's just start off by saying that for some people is very intimidating, right? Mm-hmm. Like financial planning seems like this, you got to be some big old smart MBA of something, you banker person. Can you once and for all definitively define a financial advisor? Because I think people don't really know. I know I didn't know exactly what that was. You know what I'm saying?
No,
can you define what a financial advisor is?
It's an excellent question because there's a whole lot of people who technically have different licenses and who technically are considered financial advisors. In the realm of what I'm talking about your personal financial advisor who's think of a financial planner or somebody who is, so I'm going to say they're a fiduciary. So they're someone who has a legal fiduciary responsibility to put their client's best interests at heart, because they're not just helping with the investment management or selling certain products, or they're trying to take a step back and look overall
at your life in finance.
Yeah. And what we're seeing in the industry, which I love and which we've kind of been, I think I'd like to believe we've helped a bit with, is that those people are bringing in education, bringing in coaching, they're the people that, to be honest, I was like, why can't you have a one-stop shop where you go to your financial advisor, who's also sort of like your life coach, and is also like, there's some therapy around it, right? And I'm like, at the heart of this, you're getting
money. There should be, yes.
You're getting because I'm like, your financial. We go to the doctor, we'll go to the trainer, we'll go to the nutritionist.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't go to we might go to the therapist, but we won't go and take care of our money. And I'm like, we gotta get that all put it together. So that's what
and this is the thing.
Not every financial advisor is a fiduciary, right? Like the fiduciary thing is like, they have to put you first, but not everyone is doing that. How do you know if you have someone who's doing that?
Yeah. So one of the things that we've done is we've created these certificate programs. There's all these designations out there, which are very useful and helpful. A couple years of training, like there's the certified financial planning designation, certified divorce financial analyst designation, the certified financial charter holder. There's a bunch of designations, which are all incredibly great education. And those people can be really, amazing skill sets. But we have this other thing, which is called advisor for women, right? Where we are, and with the criteria we use to determine, we first of all check. So anybody can get on their computer and go and broker check a financial advisor and check to see, do they have any disclosures? Like in that, whether it's been 5 years or it's been 30 years that they've been in the industry, has there ever been an issue? Has there ever been a customer complaint? Have they ever had to settle a dispute? Right? So that's one way you can check to see. And we have this, our program where we coach them, we interview them, we train them, we require reference from from a different financial advisor at a different firm. So somebody who won't get any money because they are, they recommend them, right? There's no conflict of interest. And from a client, like a woman client who's worked with them for at least a year or two, so that we can hear firsthand from somebody, but also checking those broker check or the IP check, making sure with the SEC or with FINRA, wherever they're registered, that they are somebody who's in good standing. So it's not, it is really challenging. Yeah, we vet them. And it's because I think that it is so challenging to know, right? And the folks who are oftentimes the people who are the best salespeople, they're more salespeople than fiduciaries.
Right. Well, and I want to tell you, just as a regular old person out here in the world of, what someone who is going to Willow would be, is me, because I don't have any financial background at all. Mm-hmm. My husband is very money savvy and handles that part of the business. Yeah. Is this financial planning and advisory, is this for anybody in any walk of life? Because a lot of people think that I have a financial advisor. You think that's for the really, really wealthy or the really well-to-do people. But in all actuality, it's for everybody, is it not? That's what I've learned.
And actually, I would say who really we cater to or we focus on. It's inclusive of everybody, right? So for instance, a lot of married women will come to us and they'll initiate the process, but they're like, my husband, this is the two of us, or this is our family doing it together. But I just want to also, I like what you're doing, that this is somebody who brings in coaching, that you guys have vetted. So it's definitely, and it can be men coming to us. We also have an advisor for next gen, for younger people. So we're not disclosing. We're not turning anybody away. Really what it is, honestly, is like somebody who takes a personal approach, who's a real fiduciary, who really cares about their clients beyond just the numbers. And the range, to your point, Kim, we really cater to and work with a wide range of financial advisors across the USA. We're just in the USA so to now, but we are working with a wide range who work with clients who have very small to little to no money and are just trying to kind of get help figuring out coaching and figuring out how to get started on investing, up until people who've got $5-10 billion. It's sort of that, what the term people would say, the mass affluent, right? Is like the hardworking, need some help, because honestly, that's where you really need to take advantage of the financial planning.
Yes. Well, and I will say this, it's never too late either to start caring about your finances. It's almost like health, right? We get to a place when we're women and we think we're so out of shape and so fat and we're in our 20s and 30s, and we get to where I'm at now and I look back and go, oh God, I wish I had that. I wish I was that fat. I wish I used to be. It's almost like it's never too late to get healthy. It's never too late to start eating right. It's never too late to start saving and investing money, right? Because so many people are out there saying, hey, I'm barely getting by, girl.
And that's the time when you want to start, right?
Speak to that.
Obviously, it's never too early to get started. But if you feel like you missed the boat, it's too late, then give yourself grace. You're not alone. You're definitely not alone. There are so many of us who, I started this to make lemonade out of the lemons in my life for other people, because I had certainly made so many mistakes,
Yeah. Because you went through a divorce.
Yeah. And I didn't start this company till I was 40. Right. So I'm I certainly hadn't, it's definitely, and if you're 60 or you're in your 70s, by the way, 70 is the new 40. So
it's true. Thank God, girl. Thank God.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, it's not too late. And there are things you can start to do. And then one of the main things is just actually giving yourself some grace. Yeah. And then like, I love how you talk, and obviously your book all about confidence. Like, it's like, just be okay and like, be honest with yourself and then ask for help, right? Because the reality is there are so many people who want to help you, and there's so many things that you can do to help yourself and to get the right people to help you. You just have to allow yourself that grace to not feel ashamed, to not feel embarrassed. And like, I used to do calls with financial advisors when I was interviewing financial advisors, and they'd be like talking up here, and I would be like pretending like but I had no idea what they're talking about.
Right.
Right. And that's
there's no question is a dumb question.
No question is a dumb question at all.
Y'all, I want you to listen up, because American Financing could help turn your financial life around. What if you could delay your next 2 mortgage payments? That's right. Imagine putting those 2 payments in your pocket and finally getting a little breathing room. It's possible when you call American Financing today. If you're feeling stretched by everyday expenses like groceries, gas, those credit card bills that keep piling up, you are not alone. And American Financing could show you how to use your home's equity to pay off that debt at a much lower interest rate, and even much lower interest rate than any credit card. So call American Financing today before you get to the point where you can't make those payments. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you restructure their loans and consolidate debt, all without any upfront fees. And their customers are saving an average of $800 a month. That's like getting a $10,000 raise, and it's fast and it's simple. All you got to do is call 866-889-5154, or you can visit americanfinancing.net/Kim. That's americanfinancing.net/Kim. And save your budget for the summer. Y'all, it's simple and easy. Okay, let me ask you this. People would think like in marriages and in life, in relationships, that like infidelity or betrayal would be the number one cause of breakups. But isn't money one of the top causes of it's money, people?
I think money. There's a bunch of things. So there's a bunch of things going on with that. For starters, we're seeing, I think just generationally wise, we're seeing more and more female breadwinners and, primary or sole providers. And therefore, that's one thing, right? That 2/3 of women who out earn their husbands will leave their marriage, Really? And I think that sometimes has to do with, people can be, I have so many friends who are happily the breadwinner and love, their husbands become the stay-at-home dad, and it's like working fabulously. So it doesn't have to be that way. I just, I think it's one thing when I've, seen people, they're doing that role, but then they're still expected to do all the other roles, right? And there's all the other things that fall apart in there, right? Right. So I think that those roles, we were all, raised in these traditional roles, and now it's hard for men too, by the way. I'm empathetic to men because it's not easy for anybody who's involved. We're all kind of trying to figure that out. Right.
Yes.
And it's totally, and a lot of men are feeling emasculated, and it's like super hard. I get it. Obviously though, but a lot of women who are really working, they're, and then they're doing dinner and taking care of the kids, and they're kind of like, why am I doing this?
Right.
I don't have to. A lot of women stayed into marriages before because they couldn't leave. They didn't have any money. They didn't even have a credit card in their name. They didn't have any credit. Right. Wow. And now when women, like, I will say that regardless of who you are, regardless of your background, your faith, your whatever, I'm like, money is it's like so critical to your health to have your own money and have some control, because it gives you kind of power and control over your own life, right? Where you, my parents were married almost 58 years. My mom passed away, but they had the most beautiful marriage. It was a 50-50 partnership. Like, my dad actually traditional, took care of my mother, and it was all fabulous. But that doesn't happen very often.
Okay. So look, we have put it out there to our community. We wanted people to ask you their money questions. Okay. Yeah. And so we've got several questions. Zach, do you want to read it? Because we got some good questions for you.
Yeah. Here, let me pull myself up and I will read. This is the first one I want to start with. So these are from our listeners, and I will say I actually did paraphrase a lot of these because a lot of people, when you get started about money, like they go on and on. So I will just say that up front. But
yes,
there's a little bit of editing that I did for some of these. But this first one is about financial infidelity, which I think you guys were sort of talking about a little bit with causing for divorce. Let me read this question and see what you think. I just found out my husband of 22 years has a secret credit card. I'm not sure what he's using it for. Should I confront him? He handles all of our finances, so I'm not sure how to even bring this up. What do I do?
Secret credit card.
That's a tricky one. And that does happen, right? That does happen sort of all the time. So, okay, I have to be careful here because I'm not a licensed therapist, right? And I'm technically no longer registered as a financial advisor. So I'm going to give sort of a general guidance on this.
And then I'll give my full opinion afterwards.
Let me give my disclaimer that this is not financial advice. You shouldn't get financial advice from a podcast. Go get a real financial advisor.
But I have an opinion and I will share it after you do.
This is opinion. This is opinion.
Yeah. I will tell you in my own life, I've definitely addressed most of those things like straight on bull and china shop, and that doesn't always work so well. But you can go, if that feels good to you, go for it, right? I'm also, I'm a very passionate and spirited person. I will say that one thing we recommend is it's sort of like take a step back and think about approaching it like, okay, if you want to be smart and strategic here and like use your little bit of a feminine wiles here, right? We have, set up a kind of date and like over the conversation, bring up if you are not regularly talking about your hopes, your dreams, your financial things, like you can start to kind of bring that up in the conversation. And you can there's some great questions that you can ask that would get at the place where he would be able to share, maybe feel comfortable enough sharing if it was just like, hey, I just wanted to build some more credit, or I wanted to like have this because maybe he's saving up for a big gift for you. And he doesn't like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be, right? So I would say there's either the go and like, straight at him or that approach. Those are two options, right? And then Kim's going to give your opinion.
This is the thing about it. I don't even know why money is such a really hot button in marriage. I think it's because there is, if not managed properly, or if one's a spender, one's a saver. It could cause stress and even trauma, in a relationship. But I know that Travis is such an extreme investor and saver, and I'm not I don't overspend, but I can more so than he does. And for us, in our relationship, we do take on certain roles, so to speak. Yeah. We do. Like, we do have financial conversations. Yeah. I do know what is going on. I do ask questions, and there's nothing wrong, in my opinion, especially if you're the one that's at home not managing the finances. You're trusting your partner, just as Travis trusts me with some of the things with the kids that he might not know what's going on or whatever. But you have every right to question, and I think that's how I learn is I question and I'm curious. Yeah. And so I would say double down and ask the questions.
Double down on that. And I would say, Kim, too, this is now a really critical thing. I think as you're somebody who's entering in a new relationship or you're thinking about getting married,
Yes. Come on,
and
girl.
if you've been married for 30 years, 40 years, it's still, you should introduce. That's why I was saying there's two approaches to how to try to bring it into the conversation, but you 100% have every right to know.
Can I ask you this too? Because there's so many people listening that are single again, that are heading into dating relationship. Like my BFF Amy, she dates, and she's very financially sound. She cheap too. She very cheap, and she's just started
You're
investing
surrounded by
in
cheap
really
people, Kim. Just all cheap. Who's not
tell
cheap
you
in your
something,
life?
people. Nobody. Be careful.
Oh, your
except
sister.
my sister.
No, your sister.
Yeah. My sister is a drain. She's not cheap. She's just a big old drain, and she just drains every bit I've got. But don't you think it's important, like, because my friend, my BFF, she's just started investing like 5 years back, and it's very, very financially successful. What will you say to that when you're entering into this new romantic love? Because like, she's got her financial crap together. What if who she's dating does not?
So I'll tell you what I do personally.
Tell me.
I've been divorced now for like almost 8 years, and I'm single. I'm like,
oh, girl.
You set your standards and you ask the questions, and like, don't be afraid to walk away if you don't get the right answers. Like, if you see yellow, if you see red, run. If you see yellow.
So let me ask you something. What's love got to do with it then? Because I totally agree with you. Because that love and that, oh my God, fades. Yeah. And what is real is paying the bills.
It also depends, like, what type of relationship you're looking for. Are you looking to get remarried, or are you looking for a companion? Like I think a lot of second and a lot of third and more marriages, they keep their finances completely separate. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I think a lot of people find more and more so that a lot of people who are in healthy relationships do keep they delegate the financial piece of it. They keep certain accounts separate. Like women like to have, my friends are like, I don't want him judging if I'm going and getting a facial, or I'm doing this or I'm doing that, especially when I'm earning money, like, he can't understand, but I'm like, you get to go do your golf trip. Like, you want me to look this way? It's expensive, right?
I got so tickled today. This just happened today. So there is my money, his money, our money, and then the kids have all the money. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids. So my credit card, I have a little debit card. I get an allowance. This is a true story, y'all. People don't believe me. They think I'm not BSing. This is the true story where I get money. That's my spending money, right?
Yeah.
Well, how come my husband and 2 kids dibble dabble and dip their little card into my bank account to dwindle my money away? I'm at the Kroger the other day trying to get a sack of beans and some bananas. Ma'am, do you have another credit card? How embarrassed was I? Okay.
Yeah, well, you're not alone, because women always put everybody else first. Not all women, but most women, especially wives, especially mothers. We put everybody, daughters, sisters, like we put everybody we put everybody else first. That's one of our pitfalls, right?
Where was my money? Where did my money go? Yeah. They siphoned my money, $10 at the time, and I lost my mind. And I just told Trevor, said, that's it. Nobody has my credit card but me. Get your grubby hands off my credit card, because they spend my money.
And that's you're setting the right boundaries, and you're setting up, right? And that's actually really healthy and smart way to handle it, because you're like, wait a second, I need my money. This is my money. Okay, yes, I'm all for sharing and taking care of my family and everything, but
not with my money. Not with my money.
100%.
Like, to me, I think boundaries are important. So I'm glad to hear you say that, because, I tell Amy, prenup. I'm not kidding.
So prenups, by the way, I wish everybody, and I believe in lifelong marriages. I've witnessed many of them. It's the product of one, I think, I think a prenup is like one of the best ways before you get married that you can get out all these conversations, and you can really get to know somebody. Like, you really get to know somebody in the context of like what happens if things go wrong, or some of these questions we're afraid or we're ashamed. or, we get them out in the open. And like, honestly, sometimes those couples can't make it through those conversations. Trust me, you're better off doing it then than like fast forward a couple years, a couple kids, right? And honestly, I think more often than not, they do. If you guys are able to communicate, then it sets up a super healthy, ongoing communication around finances, around what to do with children, around big, hard things, right? So
I think probably finance would be one of the hardest conversations to have. It's cold. It's very cold. And but I will tell you, Travis and I are better now than when we were, because he's such a great money manager. I'm not a great money manager. I've always had, I think of money like this. It comes freely and easily to me. I don't stress about money, never have. Partly, I don't think it's real. So, my delusion, it serves me at times. I'll be honest with you, because, and he is like money, it matters, and he takes it very seriously. But together, we have decided to work together, meaning I have let him, I don't know why I'm telling you all of this, but I feel like you're my counselor now, so we're going to talk about it. I feel like I have let him really step in and lead and guide me with this allowance. That's a bad word, and people are going to start hating Travis over it. It's not what I'm saying. I've allowed him to lead in that area, and he's allowed me to lead in being a little bit more of an educated risk taker when it comes to investments, like in real estate or in things that I can see this could be a moneymaker long term. So it's like we're working together. How important is that? Whether you're working with your spouse or your partner or even your financial advisor, how important is it to listen to one another?
It's one of the most important things.
I think so. It's helped me.
Yeah, no, very much so. And and similarly, like obviously you have an incredible self-awareness about both your weaknesses and your strengths. It's not my
strength. Yeah, that's not my strength.
That's like a true partnership where you can be open and honest about what you do well, what you don't do well, and how you can come together. And there's that synergy, right? And the reality and the conversation we're having, like this is the type of conversation you should feel that your financial advisor, your financial planner, the person that you're working with is like, I think of it like we call it like the dating map, is because it's someone that you connect with on this emotional level, that you feel comfortable. Think of it like a best friend or somebody that you have no problems with letting down your guard, sharing
honest,
the good, the bad, the ugly, right? Like, and starting a lot of times the I'm scared and the oh no and the ugly.
I know nothing. I don't know anything. Right.
It's like, that's where, like if you want to get help, you need to be honest, right? And you need to feel like somebody isn't judging you and instead has got your back, right? And they're there to help you. They're there to help you like come up with the right plan for you.
Well, and that to me has been a game changer because it's freed me up just knowing a little bit more about investing and how money works. And not just money is the separate thing, but it flows with you and, and it can work for you as opposed to just paying your bills. It can actually work for you. And when you feel that, there's an empowerment to that. Okay. I have another listener question.
This next one honestly kind of shook me. I didn't know what to, I didn't know what to make of this. Like part of me thinks,
that's good.
Part of me wonders if this is real. So let's go
I
just found out that a year ago, my dad lied to my mom and told her that I borrowed thousands of dollars from them and never paid it back. But really what happened is he lost the money gambling on sports. Now, my mom keeps making passive-aggressive comments about money anytime she sees me with any new purchases, right? And my dad is begging me to keep this a secret because he says it will break up their marriage. What should I do?
Oh, y'all.
Yes, I know,
wait a minute,
right?
Before you tackle this question, I want to say that in my opinion, I'm right, but it is my opinion, that money and emotional ties like this are so intertwined. Like, because you had said that earlier about emotion. This is huge. Okay, go girl.
When we first started Willow, we believed so strongly in what we call financial life coaching. So financial life coaching is this, because guess what? Money is totally emotional. Like just what's going on inside you, right? And whatever's going on with your own stuff and whether or not you feel like you're overspending or you're not spending enough or whatever. And then you add dynamics like this, it is so emotional. And so, typically I would recommend trying to have a conversation with a financial professional who's not just an advisor, but also has got the coaching part of it. If you can get your father to come to the table, right? Get your mother to come to the table because there's a lot going on there, but it obviously has to be addressed and has to be sorted out. But there's clearly, a lot of emotions and fear and embarrassment. And obviously it sounds like your dad probably loves your mom very much and he messed up, but clearly you shouldn't be in the position
carrying
you
that
are with
load,
her,
carrying that
right?
load.
You don't have to carry that load, right? It's not, so it is very much I would say if you can, you first of all should be speaking with somebody who can help you because this is a trauma, right? It's a serious trauma and it's something that you should be getting support and individualized support and help on. And then hopefully that person is somebody who can really help you bring them into the conversation and address this in a way because you shouldn't be carrying that burden by yourself.
We always talk about burden with money, but can you speak to how money is fun? I will tell you, since I've changed my mindset about money and it not being this thing I've got to have to pay a bill, when I started looking at it like it was a way to add value to my family, to my life, to my health, to my community, my money started making money for me. And that became fun. That's an aspect of money. It's not always I'm in debt, I'm in trouble. Once you dig out of that, it can really
work for you. To work for you, right?
That's it.
With both, you have active and then you can have passive income streams, like different real estate investments or other things. No, very much so. I really do think in this day and age, Kim, I would be hard pressed to come up with the empowerment and the freedom, and the ability, because we live in a world and in a society where things cost money, right? And so many things cost so much money, and I admire and respect people who are beyond that. But if you, especially you got kids, you got bills, and you got all these things, right? I very much live in a world with private school and other things, right? It's not
travel
cheap,
ball,
right?
Yeah, all the things.
It's all the stuff, right? And the reality is there is something just so I'm also, I was raised to that pride, and you worked hard and you earned it, and then you figured out how to there's, and to your point, it's okay, if you're young, and if you're not young, regardless, start putting some away, start saving.
Put it away now.
Put it away. Exactly. And you just set up automatic payments, automatic withdrawals from you get a check that comes in, direct deposit, just it could be $50 a month. It could be $1,000, depends what your thing is, but just to have it automatically go into a different account. And that could be even just going to a high yield savings account, or you can set up some type of, investment account with it. But just you start with things like that and you kind of forget about it. It's like your 401k. If you take advantage of your company 401k, it's set up so that you don't even know it, right? It's like the money never came to you. But if you do those things, and then you can start to create that, we call it going from just an emergency fund, which is so critical, which is the 3 to 6 months that something goes wrong, and you really need that.
That's freedom. That's freedom, babe.
But this is where you start to get that freedom, where you can then make decisions. I've spent so much of my life making decisions based upon what I could afford. What we could afford, right?
Yes.
And whether or not, feeling like working my ass. I'm sorry.
Right?
And then
it's the truth.
Not being able to afford the things that I wanted for, my son but when you get to that point where you've got your money kind of working for you, you can then you make decisions. You have to prioritize, right? And you can't, some people have endless supplies, not many. Most of us don't. You can
Not
be very
many.
wealthy,
No.
but, like, still have to make decisions. But like you can do some of those things that you really want to, right?
But you know what? Why don't we teach this kind of financial literacy in schools? Like for me, I have a 18-year-old and a 16-year-old, and my 18-year-old, thank God, takes after my husband when it comes to money. But like we're trying to really set them up to, because managing money and being able to see money through investments and through that kind of empowerment, like you said, that freedom. Why aren't we teaching young people how to do this? Like, can my 18-year-old go on Willow and start? Okay.
Totally.
Okay.
And that's why we have both the next gen, right? Because it's never too early to start. I would say some school systems are starting to make financial literacy part of the curriculum. But I will say that it starts at home, right? It's like, and having open and honest conversations about money with your kids is a gift. It's a gift. And there are going to be times where you don't have enough money and you're going to be sad and you're going to cry because you wanted to be able to send them to that camp, or you wanted them to be able to go to that school. The things that you can't, but you know what? They're going to see and know that, like, hey, I couldn't because I can't afford it because of these reasons. And they're going to then, and if you are open and you're honest and then you try to problem solve with them, like they will learn so much from that. That is, and I think teaching kids, I mean, I didn't even know, like I was so sheltered. I didn't even have credit, Kim, until like I was in my mid-20s, because I just thought, oh, you don't spend any money. You have a debit card. You don't spend any money. You don't get into any trouble. Guess what? I got a bad credit report when I was like 23 years old because I had an overdue library book.
I almost had that. We almost went to collections over a library book like a month ago.
I mean, like this is, and by the way, I was like, how is that even possible? But I didn't even know. And they're like, you got to set up, and this is where it gets scary, because with kids with credit cards, it's like, okay, the reason to set up a credit card is actually like not to use it. It's to start to establish credit, right? Because you need to establish credit. But like nobody taught me that. They just taught me like not to like spend money I didn't have. So I didn't. But then I like ended up with this. Wait a second. It took me. It took me years.
It's. But this is why you developed Willow. This is a place to start. Maybe start over. Maybe start for the first time. 100%. Maybe start. Maybe you do have a little nest egg, and you're ready to get it out there working for you. I mean, you got to go check this website. Okay, before we leave, before you go, we got to do rapid fire questions. But I did money rapid fire questions for you. So, all
right.
The first thing that comes out. Don't think about it. Just answer the question.
Okay.
Rapid fire questions.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Would you rather be rich or famous?
Rich.
Come on. You know what? I think people like over 25 would say, who cares about being famous, honey? We want the bank account.
I'm okay with being someone nobody knows.
Me too. Please forget my name. Anyway, if you could see one person's tax return, who would it be?
Oh. I don't even know. I'm like, I don't even know.
I think I would want to see Jeff Bezos.
My ex-husband? I'm just kidding.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Drop mic. Forget about it. For sure.
Oh my gosh.
That's it.
Kim, for the record, I would want to see The Rock's. That would be Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm
sure his is good. Yeah, she just said ex-husband. That trumps it all, though. Okay.
That does.
If you could be a financial advisor to one historical person, who would it be?
Oh, I met her once and she was so amazing and inspirational. It's Maya Angelou. I just feel like every time I heard or read something, I learned something new from her.
Yeah. I don't know how much advising she'd be doing to you or you'd be doing to her. I think you would. That's a win-win there.
I went the selfish route.
Me too. Okay.
I was looking to get filled up with that.
I'm going along with you as your personal secretary. Okay. What is your most best favorite song about money? A lot of 80s songs about money.
I know. I was like, money, money, money.
That's it. That's the one.
That's the one, girl.
Money, money, money.
Yeah, that's your theme song. Okay.
I was like,
This is a good one. What's one book about money that you recommend people read?
oh, there's a bunch of good ones.
Mhm.
You know what? You know who I'll give a shout out to is Farnoosh Torabi. If you don't know her, she's great. And she is really a financial kind of coach. And she's speaking about a lot of these issues. Like this book is like focused on women and a lot of women breadwinners, her latest book. So I think that's a good one. It's very timely.
I mean, can I just tell you, women have to shift their mindset. That's what I want to talk to you about. What is number one money mindset shift people need to have?
I'd say first, give yourself grace and appreciate yourself. I'm like, those are two things. Don't, glass is not half empty, it's half full. Like, what did you do right today? Don't focus on all the bad things, right? Focus on because it's like you start with those little steps and like, you can put a couple dollars away. Yes. And if you can't, and there's good reasons why you're not doing it, right? So I think it's, you give yourself that grace and try, and then you have to appreciate, right? Because otherwise you just continue to get upset with yourself. You're not going to make any progress, right?
Exactly. Is it best to own your home or rent?
That's an interesting one.
This is good.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think I regret personally not having owned sooner. There was a bunch of real estate that I should have bought that I would have been better off personally. Yeah. Personally, I think it's interesting because I think when you're young, if you can try to own as soon as possible, and then I think when you get older, you want to get rid of it, right?
Right. It only goes up.
Kim wants to collect it. Kim said earlier she collects real estate.
I love real estate.
But I think generally real estate, and I can't make any investment advice, but generally real estate is a pretty, like if generally real estate is owning your real estate, I think is usually, it's usually a good thing. But you look at this, obviously you want to think about it. If you're thinking about it, I think it's one thing if it's like a home and it just gives you so much joy and the family and everything, but otherwise really run the numbers. Don't be emotional about it. Be doing it because it's a good investment.
I'm not emotional about any of it. Because you know what? Everything we've bought has always been in foreclosure and it's been in condition and then we just zhuzh it up. And I have enjoyed the zhuzh more than I had the real estate. Yeah. So the fun for me was making it a home, right? Yeah. What is your best salary negotiation advice? Please come with this in a very hard, fun, informative way. I think that is one of the number one things women really struggle with is negotiating their worth.
Well, Kim, I've got a funny story for you because I think I was on the Today Show a couple of years ago and I talked about how you're never more valuable until you sign the paperwork. So no matter what, when you're getting hired, always negotiate your salary before you start.
Go in.
And do you know how many women that I have hired have thrown that in my face?
That's amazing.
And it's been great.
That's amazing.
Because I'm like, you're right. You took my advice. So they ended up coming in higher,
You know what? I agree with you because I'm getting ready to negotiate something into July that I'm going to be outrageous with it. Like I'm going to be like, either they're going to slap me in the face and go, are you crazy? Or they're going to be like, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? But it is a number. It is something that I would never have thought I would ever ask for myself. But your advice is right on there. You are worth more than you think you are. I promise you.
Totally. And if you don't ask, you don't get. And honestly, what makes you think it's outrageous? Because you have set some ceiling women. We do it to ourselves. I'm sure there'd be other people, and I'm not getting gender in here.
No,
who would walk
they don't have any
and be like, "Of course, I should get that." Right?
Correct. I love that advice. I love that.
Happens. They say the worst thing is they say no. Right? Like if somebody wants, I have had, and this is the other thing. I'll give advice, especially in this job market and everything, is that you have to go for what you want. Also know what you can take. because, some companies are struggling and they can't pay upfront salaries. Maybe there's other bonus or, other sort of benefits, like it's a flexible work environment or other things or equity or whatever it is. Because, there's definitely been a whole bunch of people I would have liked to have paid more to, but I guess the company was not in the position to do it. But also know your number, because if you take a job that you need more money and you're going to resent it, right? So
it's hard to get a raise after the fact.
And it is hard to get a raise after the fact, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm a big believer in rewarding talent to try to retain it. So you should be getting raises, you should be getting bonuses, you should be, but we know, and I'm not, that doesn't always happen, that you end up in whatever the matrix is, right? And you're like, I didn't realize this is what I was signing up for. So that's where you try to go in as high as you possibly can.
How much money do you need to retire?
That's a great question. And it really depends. It starts with your individual needs, right? What is your life cost? First thing, if everybody was listening to this, just make sure you know how much your life costs today and what it's going to cost. I'm at the peak. My life is the most expensive it's going to be over the next couple of years because, school, paying for school, paying for all this stuff, right? All this stuff, right? And then it's going to probably become cheaper, right? Because I'm not going to need a lot of the stuff that I need now. Although we also have to plan for healthcare, right? Women, we outlive men, but we also have these high healthcare costs. So I think it really varies it varies. I'm careful not to throw out a number because it will make some people feel really, really bad. And it's not that. I think you just have to do that's why you want to start investing, start putting money away in retirement
now,
kind of as soon as now, because realistically, it will, there is, if you put it in even small amounts, it will start to grow, right? It can grow deferred. Yeah. It's amazing. I always like to say, anybody's got a 401k, max it out, especially if there's a match. That's something too that people don't think about, because not every company does that. And you might not get that upfront salary you want, but actually, if you're getting a 401k match and you can max it up, you're actually going to come out ahead than if you got that higher salary that you were then spending. Right. So these are some of the things.
Tax deferred, right?
Tax deferred. And it just you put in a couple hundred, a couple $1,000, and a couple of years, it becomes a couple $100,000, right? It's more, millions of dollars. Right. So that's where you want to, but I think having a sense of what and also you get into that place of okay, what do I need? What are the things I need? What are the nice to haves? What are the want to haves? But I also do encourage people to think about side hustles and passive income, right? Especially as you get into you don't necessarily want to have to go to the office and you're not you want to be able to have more flexibility. There's a lot of things that you can do. You can monetize your passions and your talent, right? You can do a lot of different things that would be say you love dogs and you like walking dogs, but you don't really want a dog because you travel. Dog walking business, right? Or there's, all these other things and consultancies, there's so many, you've got a good idea for a product or a service. Tutoring, so many different things that you can do.
Think out of the box. Think out of the box.
Yeah. Real estate's a great one. It's a passive stream, right?
I told Travis the other day, I said, I want to buy a hotel or a motel. He's like, you are insane. I'm like, yep, I want to buy an old hotel or motel and refab it. He's like, Kim, I'm exhausted. But I'm serious. I'm always thinking, okay, what's the biggest financial mistake you've ever made?
All the things that I have talked about were not being honest with myself, not setting boundaries, not trusting without asking questions.
Got it. Oh,
yeah. All the things. And a whole world of hurt comes with that. I think that you can't just, your finances are one of those things you can't just pretend I think everything's okay, everything's going to be okay.
No, we got to know. We got to know.
Roll up your sleeves and deal with them, right? And so I think everything that I say is based off of like, I made this. I mean, starting with like I had bad credit, 23 or 24, that because I didn't know, like that was ignorance on my part. I didn't know, right? But then I've definitely I then paid you should be your credit card bill. If you're paying a high interest and you got a bill, call them up, right? Negotiate, right? Negotiate. They'd rather you pay this than not, right? Or you go to somebody else. So there's a lot of things like that. And then there's some, there's definitely, but a lot of mine have to do with that emotional piece of trusting. And then I can, if I wrote in my experience, I would have been right there with the other two callers, if not maybe upper.
Perfect. Yeah. We're all guilty. We all have our
whole thing.
Yeah. All right. What's been your biggest financial win?
My biggest financial win, I think, is, it's a good question. I've never thought about that one specifically. I just think being at a point where I, can feel like I can breathe and I can sleep.
Exhale. Yeah.
Because for years and years, I was so stressed about money that I was so stressed, like all the time. And this is I was not alone. The majority of Americans are stressed out about money, and women especially.
Yeah.
And, knock on wood, but I feel like I can and there's other age-related issues why I can't sleep so well anymore.
Right.
But money is not. Money's not my number one stress.
Well, this is going to cause you a little bit of stress. The next two questions, this one in particular. So if I stress you out, I'm sorry. Who is your biggest celebrity crush?
Oh my goodness!
And can I just say something really quick? I don't want you to. I want it to be totally frivolous. Just a hot guy or girl, whatever. Whoever's your hot. I don't want there to be. Don't think about it like, oh, and they're so nice. Just straight up.
No.
Hot.
But they should be rich. Okay. They should be rich.
It doesn't
matter. They don't have to be rich. Hot. Just hot.
Okay. John Hamm.
Okay, girl.
Right? And he just
not
had that
weird
show on Apple that I watched where he was like, but I would say from a hotness factor, I'd say that one.
I love it. See, you know what I'm saying? When you get over a certain age, you're just it's so funny because women can be inappropriate, men cannot. It's so funny because I see how.
Can I say that? I was maybe you have to cut that.
No cutting. We're going all in. Okay, here's another fun one. What is your favorite junk food, salty and sweet? Again, please do not say kale-covered salted chips. I mean total junk, nasty, junk-defied food.
No, I'm a straight up Reese's peanut butter cup,
right, old school.
Cream. I want the peanut butter, the chocolate. I want this a little salt thrown in there. The salt.
Lord!
The ice cream part of it, yeah.
All right, what's your salty junk food?
Oh, salty junk food. I love. I mean, chips. Or popcorn. Chips and popcorn.
Chips are great.
Right?
All right, what flavor of chips? Because now I'll know if we can really be friends long term.
Oh, I used to it's actually shifting. Are you ready? I used to really like the vinegar, salt and vinegar, but now I think I still like those, but I like but it's the Ruffles potato chips. Isn't there one that has the onion and it's a little
cheddar and sour cream? Yes, I know. They're delicious.
That's good.
Okay.
That's really good.
We're
Kim,
if I'm trying to be healthy, I will. If I'm trying to be healthy,
we're not.
It'd be
we're not healthy.
Can I come in? Wait, I have a question for you, Kim. What could she have said that would have been an unacceptable answer for chips?
The baked Lays, baked, anything the baked chips and all that. I'm not, first of all, it's bull. Yeah. Okay, they're not baked, they're fried, and then they're just thrown through the oven. And second of all, if you're going to do chips, right? Go all in.
We're going to get sued.
I think it's really important. I'm somebody who's definitely into nutrition and health and wellness, but I believe that you got to have your cheat times.
You gotta have your cheat times.
Days. You have to, and you have to do it for real. Like
you
don't
gotta
mess
buy the
around.
purse. You gotta
do
buy
it.
the
'Cause you
purse.
can't deprive your body of that.
Right. You can't.
No.
And then like with money, you've got to splurge sometimes. You can't just be a
Totally.
miser all the time.
Oh, totally.
Okay.
No, agreed. And that's the thing
Thank
too,
you.
right? That's the thing. It's all about that balance, right?
Balance.
It's about like we
Thank
do the
you,
right
Zach.
thing. You know, I don't know the exact breakdown, but it's like you think of it like you're doing the right thing, 5 times in a row, and then you have a little cheat, and then you do the right thing 2 more times.
Thank
You get
you.
1 more cheat, and do it again. No, but there's like the splurges, right? You got to be able to have those splurges.
Gotta have them.
You got to be
This
able
is
to
what
have
I
those
call
splurges.
it. This is what I call it. Treat yourself. You got to treat yourself.
Kim,
Totally.
can I just admit something though? I really love baked chips. I really love them.
Yeah,
I
you
actually
would, Zach.
love them.
You would. He's in
don't
California, Lacey. He's a total, they're out there.
I mean, they're made of kale,
chips
but
and blades of grass. No, ma'am. If we're I'm talking straight up junk food. Okay, look, y'all.
Straight up.
Straight
You
up.
get the real
deal.
the real stuff. The real
All right,
deal.
y'all. You can
Real
follow Lacy Garcia on her LinkedIn at Lacy Garcia, and you can learn more about her company, Willow, going to trustwillow.com. That's trustwillow.com, or following trust_Willow on social media. It is a free service to you. Go and get yourself some financial advisory-ment. That's even a word. And listen, get ahead of this finance game and be your own boss and be a ball of shot caller with your money. Thank you so much, Lacy. Y'all go follow her on social media. You got to come back, girl.
This is great. Thank you so much.
Bye, y'all. Zach Miller is the executive producer of The Kim Gravel Show. His production company is Uncommon Audio. Our producer is Kathleen Grant, the brunette exec. Production help from Emily Breeden and Sarah Noto. Our cover art is designed by Sanaz Huber at Mammarian Creative. Our show is edited by Mike Kligerman. Our guest intros are performed by Roxy Reese. Our guest booking is done by Central Talent Booking. Our ads are furnished by True Native Media. And y'all, I want to give a big, huge thank you to the entire team at QVC Plus. And a special thank you to our audience for making this community so strong. If you are still listening, then you must have liked a few episodes along the way. So tell somebody about it. Tell somebody about this show. And join our mailing list at thekimgravelshow.com. I cannot do this show without you, and so I thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening. I hope you gained a little bit of encouragement, light, and love from watching and listening to The Kim Gravel Show. I love y'all so much. Until next time, bye y'all.